Hi, this is Tony Holland, founder and CEO of Global Premier Benefits and Integrity Company. I want to speak to you today about when you join Global Premier Benefits, what type of management style you're going to experience. People ask me that a lot. What's my management style? I say it's more like the coach approach, just like coaching in sports. I bring that same type of coaching style into our organization. Coached many years in sports, namely football, 13 years coaching youth through high school, 13 championships, by the way, 5 states. And the coach approach is about, bring the best out of people. I don't want to be micromanage or, be someone's boss. I want to be someone's coach, their mentor, and help build them up. If they're struggling through a crisis or a challenge, I want to be there for them and then help guide them through whatever specific issue. And I've had many of my team members not just call me about sales challenges or agency building, if they're an agency director and how to recruit. I love helping them in all aspects of the business, but I'm also there for them when there's tough times personally. I've had people that have dealt with loss of family members. They come down with a unexpected illness or accident. I'm there for them in those times too, and I think that's even more important. I've had people that were on their knees, 'cause I've been there myself, going through a personal crisis. I'm going to be there by their side, and I think that approach for me works best. People don't want a boss. They want someone that knows, that cares about them, that loves them, that puts their best interests first before the organization. And I think that makes what we do at Global so unique and different, especially within myself, because I've been in that situation. I've lived out of a van. I had to roll quarters in the early days to pay the bills. I had many blood, sweat, and tear days in this business. I had plenty of quit days. And I had great mentors along the way that coached me up to make sure I can get through those challenges in life and challenges in business. And we do the same in our organization. So, what I'm looking for, by the way, in an agent, because I think there's 2 parts of making any relationship work, whether it's a relationship in marriage, or relationships in terms of your friends, a relationship in business. Everybody's got to play their part. It can't be all one way and none on the other. Everybody's got to give. It's not a 50-50 relationship. It's a 100-100 relationship. And so you're going to get 100% of me. I go all in with my people. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I will never be outworked by anybody in this industry. There ain't another IMO or FMO or organization leader out there that's going to outwork me. And I work for my people. My people, really are my employers. My job is to make sure my people are taken care of, and also then paying that forward to make sure our clients are taken care of. And for me, always, our mission statement, which used to be over a paragraph long, comes down to 4 words: change and save lives. That's what we're in this business for. We're here to help those seniors and their family members get quality health care coverage, quality life coverage, get their finances in order, wealth planning. But also, as an agency director and leader in the organization, we're here to help our team members through those challenges. But they have to do their part too. There's a saying that I've heard one time that the teacher can teach when the student is ready to be taught, and I have to have the right person to join my team, just like in football. Some kids couldn't make the team. That's why we had tryouts. Not everybody gets to wear the jersey. Not everybody makes the team. And I have specific things I'm looking for my team members, and they got to be ready to be coached. I'm not going to go try to find somebody to get out of bed and go to work. And by the way, if I got to motivate you every day, it's not going to work out. You got to come motivated. And it's something I learned way back when I was in Disney World with my kids and my wife. And, I just remember in Disney, everybody was so daggone happy. And I'm like, they're all happy down here. So I went to human resources and I said, I've just got a quick question. How do you get these people happy? You know what they told me? We don't. We hire happy people. Bingo. I got to find people that are motivated, that are happy, that are excited. So what I'm looking for, one, you got to be motivated. You got to want this more than anybody else out there for you. If I want it more for you than you do, we got a problem. You got to be motivated to go out there and help people. You got to be motivated to want to change lives. You got to be motivated to go out there and save lives. You got to be motivated to get out there and change your life and change your family's life and leave a legacy. I can't want that for you. And I've been in relationships like that in this business. And it's sad and it's frustrating. I know any of you guys out there that are IMOs and MJs and GAs out there know what I'm talking about. You're trying to get a guy that you know has all the potential and all the ability, all the skill sets to get him to show up to practice. If they're not going to willing to come to practice, they don't need to be on your team. And I've had that in sports too. When I was coaching, those kids I've had that were, man, they were unbelievable athletes, but they wouldn't come to practice. You can't have that on your team. That kid's got to want to be there and want to be a success and want to go to college and want to win championships with you. And that's the same thing in business. You got to come motivated, okay? Number two, you got to have a positive attitude. Stuff's going to happen, okay? And it's ups and downs in this business, just like in sports. And matter of fact, one thing I like to look for is people that played sports in high school and college. If you're an agency director out there and you're building a team, look for people that have been on competitor teams. I don't care if it was a golf team, wrestling team, football, lacrosse, swim team, field hockey. I want people that know how to compete. I want people also that know how to deal with adversity and handle it with a positive attitude. Okay, you can't have stinking thinking, as Zig Ziglar says in his business. You got to always be positive. By the way, anybody can be positive when things go good, okay? When you got a big $5,000 commission check, and if you're an IMO out there and you hit your $1 million revenue for the month, that's all great stuff. Anybody can be happy. Then how can you be happy and positive when things aren't so good? When there's a crisis or there's an issue, you got to be positive. You got to always see that glass being half full versus half empty. Along with that, you got to have a strong work ethic. Like I said earlier, if I got to call you to get out of bed and get on the phone and get out in the field, that's going to be an issue. You got to be motivated and get out there and go to work. You got to know how to grind in this business. A lot of people say, Tony, how do you do this? I mean, you're always working. By the way, I don't work, okay? This is fun to me. I love and enjoy what I do. I get to change people's lives every single day, whether it's an agent or a client or an MGA or GA, SGA or FMO out there. I get to impact people's lives. So it's not work to me, but you do have to have strong work ethic. If you're only going to put 2 hours here, if you're going to freelance in this, you're not going to make it. I never met anybody that's freelancing in this business making 6 and 7 figure money. You got to be willing to put in 40, 50, 60 hours a week, really whatever it takes. I don't look at a clock. Okay, I work until the job gets done. Okay, I do make time for my family. I do have balance in my life. I do make sure I get in the gym. I do make sure I eat right. But I'm going to tell you something. My business is a high priority for me. Okay, I don't go have fun until the work is done. Okay, and finally, I'd say the last bullet point on that, I say you got to be coachable. Okay, if you think you know it all, then you probably don't need me. Okay, I want people that want to get better. I've been at the lowest of low. I've been at the highest of the highs. I can show you how to make 6 figures because I've done it. Did it at 24 years old. I can show you how to make 7 figures a year. I've done it, okay? I've done it before I was 30, okay? I can show you how to make 8 figures because I've done it, okay? A lot of people are taking advice online from these people and these workshops, and you research these people. They never done anything. They never built anything. But I'm going to tell you something. Whether you join my team or not or work with me, learn from somebody that's done it. That's come from nothing, came from scraps and built a dynasty. And that's what I've done. You can't tell me something I haven't been through before. I've been through it all because I've done it. Nobody handed me an agency. I didn't inherit this from my father and grandfather. I built it from scratch with 2 people, me and my wife, with a vision and a dream to change the world. We wanted to be in a shining light in a very corrupt and dark market. When we got in it, man, it was commonplace for FMOs and IMOs and companies to steal people's renewals, have these 5 and 10-year vestings. We don't have none of that. You get vested day one with us. You're going to own your book of business. There's no LOA signed in our organization because I want you and your family to profit. I want you and your family to leave a legacy. I want you to be in 2-3 years with us getting $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in year renewals. You wouldn't believe the amount of renewals that are on these programs. programs. And I can't believe there are agents out there signing that away on an LOA. That's where 90% of the money is, in the renewal, not that front money. Just think about that. You got to go out there if you're making, I had talked to a guy the other day, he's making $500,000 a year as an agent. I said, man, you're doing great. I said, but what do your renewals look like? He goes, I don't get renewals. That means everywhere year, January 1, you got to start from scratch and make another $500,000. I said, if you didn't have that LOA, you'd be probably getting $1 million, $2 million a year in renewals. And he never even thought about it because he never knew what that was. Didn't he understand how renewals works? So that's on another topic. So I know I can go, I can speak a whole hour on that alone. But guys, it's important that you follow and work with people that have done what you're trying to do. And another story I'll tell you in terms of my coaching that I went through that I think is important to share is that I had an agent that was struggling big time, couldn't get in houses, just couldn't get people on the phone. And I coached him up. I said, first, get your attitude right. You got to be positive. You understand these seniors are out there. They're scared. They're being hooked and crooked by insurance agents and people in general. They got their own kids taking advantage of them. That happens a lot in the world we're in. These seniors are in a whirlwind. I mean, think about the average 60 and 70 and 80-year-old out there. I mean, they've seen major changes in our society, major changes in the technology. I can remember when I grew up. We had those old AT&T phones, those big old black phones. I can even remember pay phones back then. Now we got, then we gravitated to pagers. Now we got these cell phones and these smartphones. It's pretty amazing what these seniors have seen in terms of technology. Now they got people bombarding them on the phone. So I gave this agent, he was struggling, was ready to quit. He was down and out, he was frustrated, had a wife and, kids to take care of. And I said, listen, man, you can do this. Believe in yourself, okay? You've overcome a lot. And I reminded him of his days when he played sports. And you remember that. You lost a game. He was a wrestler. I said, man, you went through a defeat. You had to come back. How did you come back from that? Okay? You went back to basics. Good. That's a good idea. You went back to basics. Let's go back to basics. Let's go through your boot camp training. Did you do your freshen up letters? Nope, he didn't do his freshen up letters. I said, you need to be doing your freshen up letters. You need to send a letter to the client with your one pager, who you are, and a copy of the lead card they sent, okay? And then I need you to also send a copy of the offer so it reminds them what they sent it in for, the copy of the top part of the lead piece they tore off. Because these seniors, when you call them, by the way, when they put that in the mail, they've already forgotten about it 3 to 4 days later. And you're calling them back a month or two after it comes in through the post office and gets processed through your lead department. I said, they've forgotten that. Send them a copy, photocopy of the lead. Send them a copy of the offer and send them your cover page, who you are, how to reach you, your cell phone numbers, best time to call, and that you're here to help them with their request. You've been assigned to help them. Do that, okay? Then I want you to do, when you go out in the field, are you using the tools I taught you about how to distinguish yourself as different amongst the other agents? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, are you doing any creative approaches? It was around the holidays. It was around Christmas. I said, are you wearing your Santa's hat? He says, no. I said, put a Santa's hat on. I said, I want you to get a box of candy canes, okay, box of candy canes, okay, and you're going to give one to every single client where they say yes or no. You're going to have your Santa's hat on, okay? I said, I want you to be smiling and happy. And I said, I want you to give each client a candy cane. I said, I also want you to go to the dollar store and get each and every one of them an ornament, okay? One of those little ornaments. I want you to write on there, Merry Christmas and I had to tell him put his name on it, okay? And then date it. I said, that would also create, they want to get a bulb from you every single year. He went out there and did that. And I said, do the letters. I said, do Sunday. I said, even do it with your kids. That's how I used to do it. Have your kids help, put the stamps on and seal the envelopes. I said, just take 100 leads and just do it. Just take 100 of your leads and send that out there on Sunday, okay? Within the next few days, he was getting calls from people. By the end of that second week now, because he had to get some momentum going, he was making his calls. He was getting more people on the phone. Those 100 leads within 2 weeks turned into 30 sales. These are leads that he couldn't do nothing with now. These are leads he said no one would pick up the phone or give him the time of day. Out of those 100 leads now, he picked up 30 sales. About half of them were appointments. Still some said no, still some said yes. A lot of them didn't get a kick out of his hat. But he said he had so much more fun with it. The people started laughing, seeing him in the hat and laughing, and having a good time. It was the holiday season and put him in joy. He saw people just totally, the whole business transformed, picked up 30 enrollments. And an average, let's say, that's $400, say $400 per enrollment in commissions. That's $12,000, right? I mean, that's pretty impressive. Off leads that told him no. All he did is change his approach. He did the freshen up letter, dressed, had his little Santa hat on, and handed out candy canes and an ornament to his clients, and boom, made 30 off a bunch of no's. Guys, these seniors really want to say yes, but you got to distinguish yourself as different. So that was an example of my coaching that helped an agent who was ready to quit, ready to get out of business, and in 2 weeks picked up, $12,000 in commissions for him and his family. You think he was excited and pumped up, and he never looked back. And whenever he got in a struggle, they happened again. I said, listen, you got off base. Let's go back to bases and get on track again. So my desire to see people succeed is a big thing for me. I'm very passionate, as you can see, about what I do. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to not have. I know what it's like to be upside down financially. And I just want to pay that forward to the people that are on my team. Anyone that knows me, that's worked with me, even those that aren't even with us anymore, knows Tony cares about his people. Because, it's kind of like, it's my calling. I think ministers have a calling, doctors have a calling, coaches and teachers have a calling, firefighters, police officers, God bless them all. God bless our men and women of service, by the way. I've never served in that capacity, but I'm thankful they have. I'm thankful for our police officers. I'm thankful for our teachers and coaches out there. Those people barely make any money, but they're changing the world. I'm like, this is my calling. If I can take somebody that's making $40,000, $50,000 a year in a dead-end job, or they're with the wrong kind of organization, it's not treating them good, the leads aren't good, the coaching's not good, and they can get with me, and I can 10x their business and 10x their sales and show them tools that I use to where I was doing over 1,000 sales every year. I did over 1,000 sales a year, and I averaged that about 8 years, okay? Mostly final expense sales, but 1,000 sales. You can do the math. I made pretty darn good money as an agent. Then I decided to get into management, being an MGA, then an SGA, then an FMO. I've done it, okay? I've been in the worst of worst situations and the best of best situations. I've been in hoarders' houses. I've been in a crack house before trying to make a sale. That sale didn't last long. It was probably my quickest presentation. Wrote on the back of a business card, headed to the guy on the left. So that's a whole other story. But you got to have passion. As you can say, I have passion for the business. I want to help change and save lives and just pay it for what was given to me. I look back on my life, and it's truly been a blessing from God that I'm even be in this position today to, have generational wealth, to be able to help others on my team. I've created several millionaires in our organization, which I'm very proud of, that people that had, now the medium didn't even have a formal education. I've had guys on my team that are mechanical engineers, and I even have an attorney on my team, and I've done the same for them. It doesn't matter if you have zero education or you have a PhD or MBA, or you're an attorney. I got CPAs on my team living their dream, and that's what I'm here to do. And so how you get started with Global, it's real simple. Send your resume to me and to our team. You can reach us at info@globalpremierbenefits.com. Send me a little note and an email. Keep it brief and simple, but I'd love to talk to you. Or you can reach me directly. I do take phone calls and text. I love texting better. You can reach me back at 443-253-3634. That's 443-253-3634. Call me. Text me. I love texting. And we'll get together. We'll talk. I even go out and do road trips. I'll come out and meet people. I'll come out and go to lunch with them. I do ride-alongs with agents sometimes. Just let them know, hey, I'm in this. You're struggling? Let's get in the car and let's go ride. Let me show you how to do it. Let's go knock on some doors together. Let's go make some calls together, because I just don't like this business. I love this business. I love helping people and love seeing my teammates win. And I look forward to working with you guys very soon. Give me a call and we'll talk. Thank you and be blessed.